Good morning, and welcome to the second day of the 11th Annual American Climate Leadership Summit. I'm Meighen Speiser, ecoAmerica's Executive Director, joining you from San Francisco, California, which is native Ohlone land. And I'm here with Vanessa Hauc, news anchor for Telemundo and ecoAmerica board member. We're glad you're here with us.
It's wonderful to see you all. Hello, everyone. I'm joining you today from Miami, the ancestral land of the Taino people. Territorial acknowledgement is a way for us to expand our awareness of Indigenous presence and the land's right in everyday life. Find out which ancestral land you reside on and join us in the practice of acknowledging this land when you speak in public. Before we dive into our day today, we want to take a moment to recognize that there are many people who are not able to be with us here today. We want to recognize that there are people that are suffering from war, from oppression, from increasing wildfires, floods, storms, droughts, and famine. So let's don't forget also that there are people that are still going through a tough time with the COVID-19 pandemic.
And taking a moment to use whatever spiritual or humanistic practices you follow and recognize and honor all who are suffering. Let's all set our intentions for today. Setting intentions helps us to ground our work. I know that when I think about people who are both near and far from me that need an ally in the work towards climate justice, and when I think about the opportunity for a thriving and just future for my children, I feel stronger focus and resolve in my work. It's about getting in touch with my why for climate action. So when my reason for acting on climate change is personal and aligns with my passion, my engagement and enthusiasm flows and follows. So we hope that this summit will help you to do just that. Strengthen your why for climate action, your resolve, and your motivation and abilities to get others involved in the work too.
Yesterday was a great day, Meighen. Speakers shared with us some surprising things about climate change, including some of our misconceptions on the issue. That most Americans are concerned about climate change, but they don't realize people around them are also concerned. And the climate solutions are feasible and plausible, but the plausibility relies heavily on the engagement of the American people and the political resolve of the people we elect into office. Yesterday, we hear how we are the solution to climate change. All of us in our daily life. We learn some tips on how to prepare for climate change. We hear about nature plays an important role in climate solutions, and as the food that we eat, we will remind how justice, democracy, and climate are a package deal. We talk about engaging a broader diversity of Americans in climate action and how this includes having new, personally relevant and inclusive conversations. And then we cap off the day with the American Climate Leadership Awards. Congratulations again to Schools for Climate Action, who were announced last night as the runner-up and now won $25,000. And congratulations again to Green Roots, who were the top winners of the night, taking home $50,000. I was so excited to co-host the awards and celebrate all the finalists. They were wonderful. Meighen.
Absolutely. And if you missed any of the sessions from yesterday or want to replay them, you can visit the replay section on the left-hand side of your screen and click on the sessions you'd like to replay. I think with the awards, I think it was Green Roots that was the runner-up and Schools for Climate Action were the winners, but all of them were winners. And you will see, you can replay the awards at any point later today. Today, we are going to dive even deeper into what we can do to act on climate and be part of the solution, locally, regionally, and nationally. And we are beginning and ending the day by hearing from elected officials in what we hope will be a positive and determined outlook for climate action in America, and of course, for our world. We're going to be inspired by our nation's youth, hear how each of us has the power to be a climate superhero. We're going to hear practical guidance for what we can do to engage our family and friends, work colleagues, and communities in climate action. And we're going to hear how farmers, ranchers, conservationists, and yes, even conservatives are acting on climate change. We're also going to hear how we can overcome our increasing numbers of climate disasters. And we're going to learn which are the best sources for climate news with Vanessa, how dealing with plastic can help climate change, what the youth climate movement has planned for this year and how we can be allies, and the prospects for climate policy, investment, and other actions at the federal level.
And in between sessions, we will include moments for you to stretch and be mindful and to practice self-care. But be sure to do self-care as you need to. It's a 5-hour day, and we want you to stay healthy and focused as you can be. Also, remember that there are a lot of things that you can do on this 100% virtual summit. We want you to feel like you are just as much of this program as our speakers. And we selected this interactive platform to support just that. So take a look on the right-hand side of your screen. In it, you can view the agenda of the day, you can use the chat function, you can chat with other attendees, one-on-one with each other, and you can try it now. Send us a chat, say hello, and tell us where you're joining us from. Well, in these chats, you can use also emojis and even GIFs to animate your thoughts and conversations. Have fun, but also remember to be respectful and kind. You can also ask speaker questions in the Q&A function, and you can upvote other people questions, so there's a higher likelihood that they are going to be asked. You can take polls too. I don't know if you haven't done already, but be sure to complete your profile so all the attendees can learn about you and connect with you. This will be important when you use the networking function. And the networking function is very, very excited. It's on the left-hand side of your screen. And it is an area for spontaneous one-on-one meetings with other attendees. It's automated by our platform called Hoping, and it's a way of making new connections. Similar to an experience that feels like FaceTime on Hangouts. With your permission, you will pair up with other attendees over a direct video call. Check it out. You can have a 3-minute chat that can be extended or turned into a meeting to continue the conversation. As Meighen mentioned, if you want to replay any of the sessions from yesterday, you will be able to visit the replay section, and you will be able to do so. And you can visit the expo area, which includes booths of our co-sponsors. There you can gain access to the latest reports. You can have the tools and opportunities to engage in climate. You can even schedule time to meet with them on their booths. There is so much that we can do and so many ways to engage. And we want to encourage you to take advantage of all these to get the most of the summit. But if at any time you need help, be sure to visit the help desk and review the Helpful Explorer guide located in the reception area.
There really is so much to do on this platform, and I hope you guys really take advantage of it and connect with each other. And you know, someone in particular you can connect with today is our colleague, Deneen Powell. It is her birthday, and she runs ecoAmerica's Path to Positive Communities program. So when you see her in the chat and online, be sure to wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Deneen. And aside from wishing Deneen a happy birthday, we hope that you all dive into today and engage. You will get more out of your experience the more you put in. And we look forward to seeing your chats, your questions, your poll answers, and the opportunity to meet you in the networking area. Be sure to also join the online community conversation in social media using the hashtag ACLS22. So now on to our sessions. We are grateful to be joined today by a keynote speaker who is a very busy senator. Not only has he been an avid champion for climate solutions in Congress, he has made it a point to give weekly time to wake up addresses on climate change from the floor of the US Senate. When he isn't raising the flag for introducing bills to address climate change, he is calling for the removal of dark money from politics or working to forgive student debt. And he has been recently very busy as a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. So please join me in welcoming Honorable Sheldon Whitehouse, U.S. Senator from Rhode Island. Thank you for your service, your passion, your unrelenting focus on climate solutions, Mr. Whitehouse.
Hi, this is Sheldon Whitehouse, and I'm delighted to join ecoAmerica for your 11th American Climate Leadership Summit. A big thank you to Bob and Meighen and the whole ecoAmerica team for making me a part of this event for 4 years and for all the terrific work that you have done. We are close to a moment of important decision in the Senate. The reconciliation measure that could carry significant climate legislation is still with us, alive and well, until September 30th. And there are elements of it that put together can make this a truly significant climate victory. First, we have quite broad Democratic Senate support for the vast majority of the tax provisions that the Finance Committee passed to encourage clean energy markets. We can negotiate, I believe, a strong finance tax package that becomes an essential piece of the reconciliation bill. As we all know, methane has been a real problem in the climate area, and we have a methane program that has very largely been agreed to. In this world, nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to, but the methane program is on the shelf awaiting a complete negotiation of all of the climate issues. Which brings us to the last and biggest part, which is to negotiate a price on carbon. We are working on that and working on its affiliated idea, which is a carbon border adjustment. With a carbon price, you can add a border adjustment. With a border adjustment, the pressure of the carbon price spreads throughout the world, and you begin to build a global solution. Carbon pricing matters, as I'll show you in this little graph, because here's where we go with emissions. If we do nothing, you can see that there's very little progress. If we can get the finance tax package in, it takes you right down to there. If we could have gotten the clean electricity standard passed, it would push the finance tax package down to there. But if you just do a reasonable price on carbon, starting at $15 per ton, growing to $70 per ton within the decade, you get to this line. And if you put them all together, you get the bottom line. You get the biggest carbon emissions bang for the buck, and you put us on a pathway to climate safety. So we're fighting very hard for a reconciliation bill that includes the bulk of the finance tax package and perhaps even some strengthened parts, the methane fee program that has been negotiated, and a powerful carbon price with border adjustment. While all of that is being worked on in Congress, the administration has the ability to move forward with regulations. And I am urging the administration to take on this issue in the regulatory sphere. In case we fail with legislation, we need to be moving forward full speed ahead with regulations. And finally, we need to take a look at what is going on around the country with climate litigation. And I'm encouraging the Department of Justice to take a good hard look at where litigation might be justified. Many of you might recall that the Department of Justice won a terrific lawsuit against the tobacco industry for fraud about the safety of its product years ago. To me, that tobacco litigation makes a nearly perfect model for climate litigation today. And I hope the Department of Justice will give that an honest look. The last thing I'll mention is that the reason we are where we are has a lot to do with policies of disinformation put out by the fossil fuel industry and political obstruction paid for with political dark money, anonymous donations that allows the fossil fuel industry to hide its hands when it plays in politics. We're seeing that disinformation particularly acutely right now as Russia's attack on Ukraine leads the news. Russia is a fossil fuel petrocracy, and its power over Europe comes through fossil fuel dependency. And we will never be free of foreign control of our energy supply as long as our energy supply is a commodity whose price is dictated by foreign dictators. So there are lots of reasons why this war against Ukraine right now by Russia is emblematic of our need to get off of fossil fuel and get off it fast. And prices at the pump are encouraging consumers to get off fossil fuel and limit their use. So all of those things combine into a 4-alarm political fire for fossil fuel, to which they're responding with the usual disinformation and misleading behavior. So we need to hold together, focus on what we need to focus on, which is that the world will be better off from a point of view of national security. The world will be better off from a point of view of our economy. And the world will, of course, be much better off from a point of view of our safety and our environment once we get off fossil fuel. So we need to work as rapidly as we can to achieve that goal, and I look forward to working with you to get that done. Thanks for giving me a chance to talk with you. Onward, let's win this.